Subject English, lesson number 2.2 on page number 51. We have 50 and 51. What's that? Said Kamal Kishore, sitting up suddenly. Which bank? Why the Pimple Nagar Bank, of course. I hear they have stopped paying employees. Don't tell me you have an account there, Mr. Kishore. No, but my neighbors has, he exclaimed, and he called out over the low partition to the keeper of the barber's shop next door. Deep Chand, have you heard the latest? The Pimple Nagar Bank is about to collapse. You would better get your money out as soon as you can. Deepchand, who was cutting the hair of an elderly gentleman, was so startled that his hand shook and he nicked his customer's right ear. The customer yelled with pain and distress. Pain because of the cut off, distress because of the awful news he had just heard. With one side of his neck still unshaven, he sped across the road to the general merchant store where there was a telephone. He dialed Seth Govindram's number. The Seth was not at home. Where was he then? The Seth was holidaying in Kashmir. Oh, was that so? The elderly gentleman did not believe it. He hurried back to the barber shop and told Deepchand, the bird has flown. Said Govindram has left town. Definitely it means a collapse. And then he dashed out of the shop, making a beeline for his office and checkbook. The news spread through the bazaar with the rapidity of forest fire. From the general merchants, it traveled to the shop, circulated amongst the customers, and then spread with them in various directions to the betel seller, the tailor, the pre-vendor, the jeweler, the baker sitting on the pavement. This is the passage. Now I explain it. What's that? Said Kamal Kishore, sitting up suddenly. Which bank? He must know. And so he asked, which bank? Why the Pimple Nagar Bank, of course. I hear about it. And the bank do not, I hear they have stopped paying employees. Don't tell me you have an account there, Mr. Kishore. He said, no, but my neighbors has, he exclaimed, and he called out over the low partition to the keeper of the barber shop next door. And there, Deepchand, he asked, have you heard the latest news, Deepchand? The Pimple Nagar Bank is about to collapse, and you would better get your money out as soon as you can. Means you must take out the money from this bank. Deepchand, who was cutting the hair of an elderly gentleman in the shop, and he was very startled, and so that his hand shook, and he cut slightly on his customer's right ear, and so the customer yelled with pain because of the cut and distress of the lawful news he had just heard. And so one side of his neck still unshaven, he sped out the road to the general merchant store, and where there was a telephone. Now he dialed Seth Govindram's number, and the answer was the Seth was not at home. Where was he then? The Seth was holidaying in Kashmir. Oh, was that so? Is it right? The elderly gentleman did not believe it on this news, and he hurried back to the barber shop and told Dipchand, "The bird has flown," means said Govindram has left this town, and definitely it means a collapse in the bank. And he dashed out of the shop, making a direct route for his office and checkbook. The news spread through the bazaar with rapidity of forest fire. From the general merchants, it traveled to the shop, circulated amongst the customers. There are so many customers there, and this news spread with very long, various directions to the better seller, the tailor, the free vendor, the jeweler, the beggar sitting on the pavement. This news spread very speedily.